Greetings, everyone. This is Gerard, editor-in-chief of Filipino Soul Magazine, aka SGIB Magazine. The stand for Soldiers Got Intentions. Believe that, because everyone should be soldiering for something. A dream, a goal, an idea, a train of thought, something. And owner PBG's production that stand for Photos by Gerard, the best in freelance publicity photography. Well, it's Friday morning now, which is Thursday morning on the East Coast and on the West Coast. Let's see, what time is it? Here in the Philippines, it is Rolling Martin. If you guys watch Rolling Martin's pretty cool guy. You know, it's 1:20 a.m. here, so it's 1:20 p.m. in New York. So it's a.m. here and still Thursday there where you at. If you happen to be on the East Coast, in the New York area. You know, a lot of stuff going on right now. I do my daily ritual, which is watching New York news. See if you can see a little bit of it. Yeah. See a little bit of it. You know, it's funny because the other day I was watching it and during Harlem week, Harlem, New York, and they profiled my friend, Hard Hitting Harry. If you don't know who Hard Hitting Harry is, Hard Hitting Harry is a DJ. You know, he's a big promoter. You know, he promotes and what he's done a number of events. In fact, he called me in on Isaac Hayes' birthday party at the Copacabana in New York, where I covered it for him, and that's when I hooked up with Al Sharpton. Once again, when I first back out of prison back in the day. You know, Reverend Al Sharpton, I have a picture of him with him, Michael Jackson, the Godfather Soul, Mr. James Brown, and Janet and what have you. He said, "I like to see that," because if you ever gone to Reverend Al Sharpton's home, or Rev as the beloved ones like to call him Rev. His house is like a shrine. He loves taking pictures, you know, and it's like walking through history to see all the photographs he has in his home of all the various things that he's been involved in and has done. I became his personal photographer, and I have to say that he has paid me the most in a one-day shoot. You know, he paid me close to over $5,000 or something dollars. Or I still got the receipts. If any question, I'll keep all my receipts. And the thing about it is that although when I came out of prison I was behind due to the digital age had come about, while I was incarcerated, I read every periodical I can get my hands on, but one thing I did not read was photography magazines. And had I read them, I would have found out that digital have come about. So as the result of my not knowing about the digital age coming about,
election meddling,
when I got out, you know, thank God for my brother, he gave me a grand, and I went out and bought a camera. You know, I bought my conventional camera, film camera, which I didn't know. You know, I replaced what I had before, and of course my Polaroids. I love Polaroids. I used to walk the streets and take pictures of Polaroids and sell them. You know. So anyway, I would shoot, and this was a thing that has always been a quality of mine, that I was always able to shoot, process, and have the pictures back to you within a matter of hours or within 24 hours. You know, it was something I did in LA when I was when I was shooting in the entertainment industry. You know, and you know, of course, I was a cocaine dealer at that time too, and I'm always be the one to say that if it wasn't for the drugs that I was involved in, a lot of the stuff that I had privilege to be on, I may not have been on and able to document if it wasn't for the fact that I was also selling cocaine. So anyway, I would shoot and process, and I would put them in an album because with Reverend Sharpton, I was presenting these books, of all the pictures, and I would put the pictures in an album, and then I always laid the albums out as if it was a frame by frame of a movie, so you actually see it as the whole event unfold. One of the things I had gotten stolen when I was in Las Vegas was my own personal album of a lot of shots that I've taken. I mean, when I had that book and I was talking in schools, while I was talking, I would hand it to them and let whoever the audience was just look through the pictures and just let it pass around. I would tell them this is be the only time that you will ever be told to read something or look at something while someone's speaking. So, and I really resent missing that. When the story went like this. In fact, I had flown back to New York because in my storage I created the world's first pocket-sized gym. And because I was involved with Floyd Mayweather, his gym was just around the corner from where I was staying at. So, I thought maybe this would be a perfect opportunity to pitch to Mayweather my world's first pocket-sized gym. So when I flown back to New York, I had decided to get the only prototype I had. This was the only prototype. It was done with cards. I'm not going to tell you much about it because it's still I don't see a dream of mine, but it's still something that if I was able in a position to do, that I still like to do it. And as I tell you the story, you'll also understand why. So anyway, so I came back to Las Vegas, and I went to Floyd Mayweather's gym, and I spoke to Boomer Bowser. I can't pronounce his name. He is the one that he is head of the Floyd Mayweather gym. And he is enough said. Enough said. I'm not going to try to elaborate his status, in the Mayweather camp after I just told you that he runs Floyd Mayweather's gym. So there's nothing else to say. So anyway, I went to him. I said, Bowser, look, I said, I created a product called the world's first pocket-sized gym, and I pulled out the cards, and I explained it to him how it works. I demonstrated how it works. And even Roger Mayweather. You gotta excuse me, because this happened to me even when I was a child. When I would get up and take the garbage out, I didn't have socks on, and the wind would hit my ankles. I was shot down like this all day. Well, by the grace of God, Helen has evolved to the point where it's that she no longer goes to the bathroom in the house, and as a result, I'm free to walk around this place barefooted without worrying about stepping in any surprise puddles or mounds. And that's a good thing. And so, as doing that, I got the window open, the air on, and it hit my ankles. I have no socks on. So now I'm shot down for the day. So you got to excuse me. Hopefully I get over it by the time I finish this. It's so strange. So strange. so anyway, so I gave over all the information, the brochure, because I laid out, and he says, look, he said, Floyd's not going to read all this. He said, can you make a video? I said, make a video? Me? Can I make a video? Hell yeah! I said, hell yeah, I can make a video. I said, it won't have no girls in it, but I can make a video. That's no problem. So he said, okay. Oh, Roger, tell me Roger Mayweather. Roger Mayweather, who was also in last month the first issue here for Filipino Soul. Because I interviewed him too. So anyway, he is Floyd Mayweather's uncle who who was one of his boxing, who trained him. He is recognized as being the one who really got Floyd into boxing and showed him everything he knew in the beginning. You know, because that's what the Mayweathers did when they were young. They boxed. You know, if not opponents one another. You know. So anyway, so I showed Roger. You know, I can lay out on the floor like a board. You know, I go on my knees. I stretch out as far as I can, like a board, and I do push-ups. You know, I did 10 of them for him, and he said, "Wow." And Boomer said, "Damn." I said, "This is the benefit for doing my thug workout." So he said, "Look," he said, "can you do a video?" So I said, "Sure." So of course, so the next day I broke out on my scooter. I figure I would go do the video around the MGM, because the MGM is Floyd Mayweather's camp. That's MGM, Floyd Mayweather's house, if you don't know it. That's the house of Floyd Mayweather. You know what I'm saying? The MGM casino. So I got a documentary on Floyd Mayweather, you know, because I figure I'll play the documentary of Floyd Mayweather while I am demonstrating, in between the times of my demonstrating the thug workout and how it worked. So and then my portable office, which is a suitcase that fit right on the moped. I can take it around wherever I go. I travel with my laptop, you know, whatever work I was working with, in this suitcase. So in the suitcase, I put all my publications. Oh my God, I put in my autograph copy from Hillary Clinton and I. You know, I mean, there was just so much, a lot of stuff from the pre-Grammy party founded by Bonnie Hilton Sweeney, who was a close confidant of the Godfather's soul, Mr. James Brown, and East Coast of his magazine called The Truth. No, editor-in-chief of his magazine called The Truth, which I was the East Coast representative of. So anyway, so a lot of the shots from there and all that stuff, like this, like that, that's something they say in the Philippines, like this, like that, when they're talking about something, instead of going through the whole you know, explanation of it, and you know, and like this, like that. so the little idiosyncrasy I picked up, you know, from the Philippines. So if you hear me say it, whenever you see me and talking, you know, like this, like that, you know where it is. Why? Because we're all part of things that we come in contact, that we incorporate into ourselves, that make us individuals. And that's why no two people in this world could ever be alike, because none of us have the same contact and influence of negative and positive that makes us who we are. So like this, like that. You know, so anyway, so all this stuff I had in the suitcase. So I'm setting out, I'm doing the video, all this stuff like this is going fine, with the MGM in the background, and I'm doing this, and I said, wow, you know, just think, you know, if Floyd likes this, it's going to be major payday for me. So I come in, you know, I parked my bike, I went upstairs. I have to admit now that was virtually my fault, because I didn't plan to stay upstairs as long as I did. You know, I should have locked the bike. I did not lock the bike. So anyway, I think it was a setup. I think my neighbor downstairs saw that the bike was unlocked. It was a relatively new bike, and when I woke up, it was gone. The bike was gone, and so I was like, oh wow, it's gone. I said, okay, said I, what will be, will be. So what happened was that that night around 3 o'clock in the morning, there was a knock on my door. I said, what? Huh? Who the flock is this? So I opened the door, and these two guys in there, and they're standing outside, and they say, did you lose a moped? I said, yeah. They said, is your moped blue? I said, yeah. So what I'm saying, can I use your bathroom? I said, yeah. You know, you're talking, yeah, go ahead, yeah, go ahead. Tell me more about my bike. Go ahead, use the bathroom. And stand close. Don't fool yourself. You know what I'm saying? So, in other words, don't piss on the floor. You'll stand closer. You know. So anyway, so what happened was that they left. Oh no, he said, I saw your bike on the other side of the building over there. I said, oh really? So you know, so I said, well, let's go see. You know, so I closed the door. Thank God somebody told me to take my cell phone. So I took my cell phone and put it in my pocket. And I walked down the building, and I saw my bike, you know, and the wires were torn out, ripped out with a hot rod. And I said, oh, okay. um, when while I was walking back, one of the guys was standing behind. He was on his phone, and I didn't think nothing of it. I got my bike, yeah, I got my bike, I get it fixed, like this. And so when I got to my door, I saw that my door was kicked in. They kicked in my front door. They kicked in my bedroom door, and they looted me. They took almost everything that wasn't nailed down in a matter of minutes. I could not believe it. I could not believe it. My laptop, my portable office, it's just on and on. There's a video up there on it somewhere, and they took everything. They took everything. When I went upstairs, I saw my neighbor's light on downstairs, and when I saw what happened, I went downstairs and they turned the light off. And I knocked on the door. They didn't answer the door. They just laid down there like this. They had taken my stuff and put it in the back of an SUV and just waited there. In other words, they didn't walk past me because I'm walking around the building. They didn't walk past me. They waited, and then after maybe an hour or so, they drove off with all my stuff. They could have called me and said, "Yo, G, they got your stuff in the car, man. They got your stuff in the car." But nobody said no. Nobody looked after me like that. So anyway, so I called the cops. The cops came. My not knowing cars, because it's like the same reason why I don't play basketball. Because I never, sat around talking about cars to dudes and motors. When the cops came and said, "What kind of car was it?" I said, "It was a maroon pickup truck." They said, "Okay, maroon pickup truck." I said, "It's got to be in the area. Find it. It's got a lot of stuff in there." That's how they say, probably put an all points bulletin looking for a maroon pickup truck in the back. But it was a maroon SUV. So they could have been right there, sitting right next to them, but they were looking at the wrong vehicle because I didn't know the difference. At the time, I wasn't thinking the difference between an SUV and a pickup truck. Well, go figure. So about a day or so later, I get a phone call. And this guy calls me. He says, "Yeah, I bought this suitcase, and it has all these pictures in here of Mr. James Brown." Of course, he didn't say Mr. James Brown, Hillary Clinton, and a whole lot of newspaper articles with a camera, computer. It looked pretty important. And I thought maybe I'd just give you a call to let you know I got it. I paid $200 for it, which is crap. So I said, look, I tell you what, bring it back to me right now. I'll give you $300. He said, "Well, right now I'm in the Midwest. Next time I come back to, you could tell it's a bogus accent like mine is a bogus accent. And when I come back through, I'll come back and bring it to you." So I said, okay. I never heard from the guy again. But I was grateful in that moment that whoever had stole it and opened it up, they saw that what they stole was not from no average mother flacker. That they had stole from somebody of substance. They had stole from somebody who in their mind has illusion of grandeur. So anyway, I lost it. So I went to Boomer and I said, "Man, you wouldn't believe this." I was working on a video. Almost done, they stole it, and inside that had my only prototype of thug workout, because I was doing thug workout, because I was showing them how to do thug workout, and so that's what happened. And so I said it got stolen. So they said Bowman said he says don't worry, Gerard. He said Floyd ain't never gonna run out of money. He said if you get another one, bring it by. We'll be happy to look at it. I said, wow. As a matter of fact, I wrote that in the magazine. So if you have to read a magazine with Roger Mayweather on the cover, Roger and Floyd Mayweather on the cover, you'll see in that article I speak just about that. Them saying that him saying, "Don't worry about Gerard. Floyd ain't never gonna run out of money. Whenever you get it, you bring it to us." I said, "Oh wow." So that was kind of inspiring, motivating, all that stuff. But that and 7 pesos to give me a ride on the GP. So anyway, so that's what happened there. So that hurt. So I don't know why I happen to, I'm watching this the news and everything about this guy who's a serial killer in California, and his let's see.
He didn't want to hear that. He wanted to spend the whole entire day with me, and I, redirected him like, no, I have things to do, but like, I could drop you off somewhere. He said, take me to Inwood Park. I left clothes in the park. I said, why would you leave clothes in the park? He said, because of the fact that he thought that that's where we were going to initially meet. I said, okay. Drove to the park. As I'm approaching the park, I didn't see any car in sight. It was raining. It was cloudy out. Pulled up towards the entrance of the park. Next thing you know, he just kept asking, like, are you seeing anybody else? Like, are you talking to anybody? Like, are we going to get back together? Is there a future? And I strictly said no.
But it got violent.
Yeah, it got violent. Right after I said that,
Jump right to it. He tried to kill you.
He stepped outside the car, started checking his
He ain't got time to hear all
asked
that.
him what he was looking for. He said, a car charger. And I said, okay, well, I don't have a car charger, neither is it in the car. And that's when he looked at me and just jumped across, put both of his knees on top of my knees while I was still in the driver's seat with my seatbelt strapped in, and the car was in drive. And at that moment, he had somehow pushed it in park, but he started strangling me. And my first thought in my head was,
That's unfortunate. I feel sorry for her, But anyway, I'm gonna tell you this story. This one girl who worked on my magazine, I know her father. Her father's a good friend of mine. Oh, wait. No, let me stick with one story. And I would do anything for her. People who I love, I would do anything for. People who I care about, I would do anything for. And someone asked me, why do you do so much for her? I said, because I love her. I want her to do good. I want her to be successful. I want her to have. Is that so bad? Is that so bad? Why are you jealous over the fact of I'm helping somebody else when you got nothing to do with the resources I'm using to help the other person with? Sometimes that's called hating. If you want to know an example of what hating is, that's what hating is. Hating is like you disliking the action of what someone is doing for no other reason, maybe because you're jealous that you're not getting it, or maybe because you don't like that person. You feel that that person shouldn't be blessed, as we call it. So anyway, the first magazine was done. She stopped working for me. And she was young, so her attention span. Her attention span wasn't, it was being pulled in other directions. I'll leave it at that. It was being pulled in other directions. So she started making mistakes in her proofing. In her, wow. Let me say this right now. And this is, if you want to think anything bad of me, this is what I want you to think bad of me. I'm 100 true blue, red-blooded American man, which means that I like girls. And so there are some of us. I'm not an angel, but there are some of us, that we, I would share certain porn videos. I get, these instant messages. I mean, you can share the good grace of the day. You can share a blessing. You can share a prayer, but also you can share that ass of a girl shaking it. And I'm telling you this because when this is my sweet revenge. Sometimes there are people who while I'm sharing, I make a decision. Let me see. Oh, they're not gonna like this. Well, let me upset their world. Sometimes I've said it to, some people are gay, some pictures of girls. I was like, wow, why is he sending me this? Why is he sending me this? or someone who's married, and say, he look at his wife and say, how come he's sending it? I don't know why he keeps sending me that. And I just imagine the conversation, so I'm like, I don't think anyone like this. So it's funny, but then I got some cool cats, who we're all players, so we're all players. I'll leave it at that. who we share some things with, and it's fun. But anyway, so she started making mistakes with the magazine. Okay, and so she stopped working on it. Plus, she was getting ready to go to school. She was getting ready to go back to school. So anyway, I had, the magazine was out and whatever. So a few months passed by. I didn't hear from her or anything like that. Every now and then I would send a text, "Hey, how you doing?" Because sometimes that's what I do. I go through my phone and I'll just send a message to somebody and say, "Hey, how you doing?" I remember when I used to have phones back in the phones. I would go through my phone book and I would sit down and go through my phone book and just call people and just tell them, "Hey, you know what? I'm thinking about you." You know what I'm saying? Man, I can't show you this, but it definitely got my attention. Let me get this off, man, because that is true blue. And I would just send something to say, "Hey, I'm thinking about you." So anyway, what happened was that she contacted me. Okay, hold on. She contacted me. Mind you, her father and her don't get along. They don't get along at all. So she contacted me and she said, "Gerard, I'm about ready to start school and I need money for classes, to pay." And so I said, "Okay, little girl." I said, she said, "Can you help me?" I said, "Okay, well, how much is it?" So she said, 1.5. See, that's how they talk money. That 1.5 or 2.5 or whatever. What they mean is 1,500. I'm bracing myself. I'm thinking it might be 10,000 pesos or something like that. I said, 1.5. Oh shit! Come on, go! I give you 1.5 for you to go to school. I'm not gonna stop you. I'm not gonna stop your education. Don't let that be the reason why you don't get your education cost 1.5, which is like $25. You know what I'm saying? Like this, for the register. So she came over, and instead of giving her was it 1.5? Yeah, instead of giving her 1.5. I gave her 4,000 pesos, which was like $80. And she said, "Really, Gerard? Really? I said, "Sure, little girl, sure." I said, "Yeah, it's for your education." I said, "It's for you. It's really all for you." That's my new phrase now. If you see me texting something like that, I say, "It's for you. It's really all for you." Like this. I like that phrase. I like it. When I do something for somebody or somebody say that's nice, especially when I post something, and they say, "Oh, that's nice." I said, "Well, I do it. It's for you. It's really, it's all for you." There's nothing like making people feel good, and I like making people feel good. And Facebook has allowed me to make people feel good. That's why when I do my welcoming thing, welcome, I hope you enjoy the ride, but know this, that I'll always love you more. And my my Facebook is for my daughters. My telling you make your mind up fast moments, which is what I just kind of telling you stories that that you do, things that you do, that's the only reason why you do them is because you're in the moment and nobody knows you're going to do it. So those are your make your mind up fast moments. In that song Tupac, "Can You Get Away," it's about a girl with this guy's beating on her, all this shit like this, and she on the block, and he says, "Come on, can you get away?" And then he says, I say, I know, listen, I know, make your mind up fast. Listen, my only life is a fantasy, but my reality is problems with your man and me. What can I do? I don't want to lose you to the sucker, but if he touch her, he got some trouble for that buster. Don't want to rush her. I'll make your mind up fast. Nobody knows. Long will it last? Ask if you see her, don't you see her? And then if you stay with him today, I'll be here. I'll just see. That's a good song. Make your mind. And that's what I used to do. I used to roll up on girls and say, "Look, hey, can you get away? Oh, you can. Come on, get away. Come on. Nobody knows. Come on." And they get in the car, and I take them to the beach. I take them somewhere and give them a nice, normal day, a nice, normal, beautiful day. Although we're moving too fast, and but so what? You don't have to move. You don't have to move too fast in a condemned building, and it's in the dark or something. You go someplace nice. Like, let's go to a rooftop somewhere. Let's climb a tree and move too fast. I was crazy like that. So anyway, getting back to her. So that's why I posted. Look, a Bronx shooting. Oh God, it's crazy. And I wonder why I don't want to be back in the United States. Oh. I used to have if I have some booze, I take shots every time, and then Brooklyn, like this. So anyway, so I like people to feel good, so that's why I say that thing. It's all for you. It's really all for you. So she's really, Gerard? I said, yes, it's for you. It's really all for you. And so anyway, so that's fine. So about a month passed. I didn't hear from her. Wasn't expecting it or anything like that. But I didn't hear nothing from her. Now, I would think that this is just me. This is just me, how I would think. I would think that if somebody did something like that for you, that you would appreciate it to the point that where it's that, what? I'm just going to call Gerard and see how's he doing. Hey, Gerard. How are you doing? I just want to say thank you again. Look, can I come by sometime?